Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Geraldine from Negestyle. Our tutorial today is a crop top. The crop top, as you can see, you could design it different ways. You could do a shoulder off, you could pull it up to have more puffy look like. This is a special request from one of my subscribers, Charity. She asked me to do a tutorial, and here's your tutorial, Charity. I hope you learn. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And that's how the crop top look like. It was made out of African print. So we're gonna dive into what we need and how to make this crop top. We need an elastic. That's 3.5 centimeters elastic, a ruler, some measuring tape, pins, and tailor chalk. And that's my fabric from Modelo Creator. I love it. So I cut two pieces, one for the front, one for the back. These pieces are folded in two, and the length of the fabric, the length of one of the piece is 46. Both of them should be 46 wide. The length of my crop top is 36, and I have 10 centimeter plus for the elastic, so 5 at the top, 5 at the bottom. You're going to understand as we go. Also, I took my measurement, like the round chest, the round bust, divided by 4. That's what I'm marking down right now, and I'm adding in some extra for ease for the elastic to make it loose. It's not a fitted top, so I'm adding 16 centimeter to my round bust divided by 4. My round bust divided by 4 is like 24 and a half, so I added 16. That will give us like 24 plus 16. So I'm going ahead on the side to draft the armhole. I'm measuring the 5 centimeter first. The 5 centimeters at the top and at the bottom are for the elastic, because I'm going to fold it in order to put my elastic in. So that's 5 centimeters. I'm going to draw with my ruler at the top. I'm going to draw a line for 5 centimeter up for the elastic before I start working on my pattern, or before I start drafting the crop top. We're working on the front, remember. So I'm taking from the 5 centimeter down, I'm measuring 11 centimeters. Remember, I'm working on the armhole. I'm working on the armhole when we're gonna put the sleeve. So that's 11 centimeters. After the 5 centimeter up for the elastic, I'm measuring 11 centimeter down. That's where I'm drawing out my armhole, as you can see. So I had to swap it around so you can see what I'm talking about. And I'm changing the chalk because that white chalk was not visible at all. So I had to grab a yellow chalk so you can see. So that's my armhole I'm drawing. And oh, I forgot to show you one measurement. Remember I said from the 5 centimeter down is 11 centimeter. So now on the side, that's on the side of the length. So on the side of the width for the armhole, like that, I took 12 centimeters. There you go, 12 centimeters. So that's how I drew out my armhole. I'm gonna adjust, make sure everything is laying flat on the table. Then I'm gonna go ahead and cut the front pattern out. Alright, I cut out the front piece. I'm folding the 5 centimeter in where we're gonna add the elastic. And I want to apologize for the noise in the background. It's pouring outside. So at the bottom, I'm measuring 4 centimeters to give it a little shape, because it's just straight down 4 centimeters. I'm gonna draw a straight line over there, and then I'm cutting that out. I'm going to go ahead and cut the back piece of the crop top. I'm taking the front and placing on the other folded piece of fabric that I cut, which is smaller than the front. Remember, when you do patterns, the front is always bigger than the back. So I'm placing it on top of it, making sure every end meets, adjusting it, and that's a shortcut, guys. You don't have to do two separate patterns. Just transfer the front to the back. So the front is 7 centimeters wider than the back. So from the center front, so it's from the center front that I added the 7 centimeters, not from the side but from the center. So I'm cutting it out, and there you go, my back pattern. The 5 centimeters I left at the bottom and the top of the crop top is for the elastic. Is to sandwich in the elastic like that in the 5 centimeter and stitch. So I'm gonna do the same thing for the bottom and the top of the crop top. We're going to dive in to cut the sleeve of the top, the crop top. So I'm going ahead and measure the length of my sleeve. I want it to be 19 centimeters. So that's on you. However long you want your sleeve to be, take your body measurement. I'll put the link down on how to take your own body measurements. And that's the sewing allowance line I'm drawing right there. And from that sewing allowance line up, that's where I measure my 19 centimeter, the sleeve length. So I'm going to draw a line up there. Remember, I'm also adding 5 centimeters at the top of the sleeve for the elastic. So I have the width, my sleeve width, which is 16, my round sleeve, on my body measurement, because you have to take your own body measurement if you sew your crop top. My round sleeve is 16, and I added 3 centimeters for ease. That gives me 19. That's the point I just marked earlier. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the top. So I'm measuring 11 centimeters down. That's my 11 centimeters down from the point of the top of the sleeve right down towards the bottom of the sleeve. I'm measuring 12. So I'm going to make my job easier by just transferring the armhole shape to the sleeve, so it could be perfectly the same. So I'm making a point for the top of the sleeve and where the sleeve ends and where the top ends at the top. So I'm marking it and placing it. Make sure I have the exact size of the sleeve I want. This transfer method is very easy, less work and less time consuming to draft all over the sleeve. You're just transferring the armhole to the sleeve like that. After I cut my sleeve, I noticed that it was too big. It's too big. I have a little arm. My arms are very little for the sleeve. So what I'm going to do is like I took the round armhole of the top and make sure it's the same. All right, so I'm going to adjust this. I'm going to reduce the width of my sleeve because it's too big. I'm going to reduce the width, make it smaller. But remember, whatever you do, just make sure the armhole width, the circumference of the armhole matches the one of the sleeve, matches the one on the top. Let's say round like that gives me like 16. The circumference like round, the armhole is 16. Whatever I'm doing, if I'm reducing it, I have to adjust all around to make sure that I have 16 when I measure it. Because you see what I did, I reduced the size of the sleeve. I'm going to reduce some in the armhole too, like that. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure the circumference is the same. 16 on the sleeve, 16 on the pattern of the top, on the bodies of the top, front and back, because they all have to match. They all have to be stitched together. I'm done with my sleeve. I'm putting my notches where the points have to meet. So the first step is like joining the front and the back together, right side against right side, and stitch the sides. I'm stitching the sides, the front, the side of the top. Front pattern, open it up, back pattern, open it up, right side against right side. I'm flipping it around, right side against right side, and I'm stitching the sides. I'm going to do the same with the sleeve. I'm going to stitch the sleeve on the side and fold the sewing allowance on the bottom on the machine, and I'll be back. I stitched the right side against right. I stitched the side seam, and I'm folding in the 5 centimeters where I'm going to put the elastic on the top and the bottom of the blouse. I'm going to do the same thing on the sleeve. I'm going to iron it, open the stitch, iron them open, and fold I mark the 5 centimeter where the elastic gonna be, as you see. Just follow the process and see. I'm measuring 5 centimeters, and I'm gonna fold it in and iron it so I could have it marked down, so it could be easy for me while I'm applying the elastic, which is the last step of the sewing. Alright, I stitch my sleeve in and I'm pressing it down, iron it, make sure it's all straight. I love to iron. I always iron after every stitch. So I'm pressing it down, make sure everything is perfect. I'm still at the same time ironing down my 5 centimeters for the elastic. So there you go, everything is ironed and ready for the application of the elastics. So I'm gonna dive in to cut the elastic. The elastic, take my body measurements. Let's say if my waistline is 20, let's say if my waistline is 80 divided by 4, give me 20, divided by 2, give me 40. So I'm not gonna cut my elastic at 40. I could cut my elastic maybe at my waistline is 40. So I'm gonna cut my elastic at about 33, so that when it stretches out, it will be 40. Cut it smaller, so when it stretch, it could fit and be the exact measurement you desire. I'm doing the same thing with my shoulder. You have to take the tape measurement and measure around your shoulder, off shoulder, measure around your shoulders. Whatever measurement you get, take out about 10 centimeters to cut the elastic, because the elastic has to be smaller so that when it stretch out, it will fit and hold on the shoulder. So that's the secret on cutting the elastic for the top. I stitch in the elastic, and that's the end of the tutorial. That's a final crop top. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. Let me know if you try it out and how it worked for you. And if you're new on my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe buttons and the notification so you'll be notified when I post new videos. And I catch you on the next one.